Thanks for joining us here at the Weather Channel. I'm Christina Abernathy. It's time for Storm Watch, and we'll have a look at that coming up in just a moment. But first, a look at some scenes around the country on Saturday. We had some warm weather in the east, but wet weather in the west. And one place you could find the rain Saturday was in Tempe, Arizona. The wet weather moved in around mid-morning, and it rained on and off throughout the day. The clouds and the rain kept those temperatures around 60 degrees. Now, this wasn't the only place in the west getting wet weather. San Diego got quite a soaking early Saturday morning. About 1/3 of an inch of rain fell in the area. Now, the rain did let up later in the day, but the clouds hung around, and there were also some rather windy conditions for you in San Diego. Now, to your north, there were also some areas getting wet weather, including LA. There was rain and drizzle to contend with here. Now, the rain did clear out for you as well into the evening hours, so that was some good news, but it's still enough to slicken the roadways out there and make for a bit of messy travel for you. Really, the place to be was in San Francisco. It was a perfect day to get outside and jog, sit in the park, or take a walk along Fisherman's Wharf. Temperatures were in the 60s, and there were no signs of those clouds that plagued the southern half of the state. So what a beautiful day for you in San Francisco. It was also nice as we move on eastward, a warm day, and as a matter of fact, only a light jacket or a sweatshirt were needed to keep you comfortable in the Detroit area. People here took full advantage of the unseasonably warm weather. Now, it isn't unusual to spend the day shoveling snow and scraping wind chill here around Thanksgiving, but temperatures in the Motor City climbed all the way into the lower 60s. And the weather was so spectacular in Norfolk, Virginia, that many of you decided to take a cruise on the Elizabeth River. Not to mention getting ready and decorating for Saturday night's lighted boat parade. Temperatures warmed up to the upper 60s, and there was plenty of sunshine, making Waterside a popular spot. So, a lot going on across the country today. Some warm temperatures and some wet weather for some folks, and some of that wet weather is in the western U.S. As a matter of fact, that's where most of the wet weather is, and the snow. We've got one system here in the northwest, another to the south, and with that, not only wet weather, but again, we'll see some wintry conditions here for some of the higher elevations. For example, the Colorado Rockies, maybe 6 to 8 inches of snow in some of the highest elevations here. But along the coastal area, some additional concerns for you. We have a heavy surf advisory from the East Santa Barbara Channel to the U.S.-Mexico border, and then we move northward, and we have gale warnings in effect from Cape Shoalwater to Cape Blanco. So look out for winds 39 to 54 miles per hour. Now, that's it for the west. We move eastward, no rain and not a lot of wind, but some rather warm temperatures. Temperatures well above average for highs. Some 10 to 20 to nearly 30 degrees warmer than average through much of the eastern 2/3 of the country. And of course, we had a number of record highs here, each dot representing a record high. And look at the list. Memphis, 77. Springfield tying a record, as well as Nashville and D.C. Kansas City, 71. That list goes on and on. South Bend, 66. Milwaukee, 65, and 62 in Madison. And Sunday promises to be another very warm day. Already with some of the low temperatures in parts of Minnesota already breaking records for high temperatures, believe it or not. So very mild indeed. Well, that's it for what's going on in the U.S. Let's head on out into the Atlantic and take a look at a bit of tropical weather. Tropical storm Nicole. Here are the latest coordinates. Winds 50 miles per hour, moving to the north at 10. You can see that it is well out into the Atlantic, far away from the U.S. Not a concern, but just a point of interest here. And again, we'll continue to watch it for you and keep you updated on the latest. But again, not going to be a concern for us in the U.S. Here's what's going on out there. Quiet in the east, a little messier in the west. We're talking about wet weather, windy conditions, and maybe some fog for you in Washington. But we can also see fog in some areas of the eastern U.S. So give yourself a little extra time to get where you're going here because of those reduced visibilities. Your local forecast is next. Stay tuned.
Psychic Talk is on the road here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, to find out what people think of their very own psychic reading. She didn't ask me questions. I didn't have to tell her anything. She asked me for my birthday. That's it. And she just rattled on, and I was just listening in awe.
I keep seeing travel around you. What's up with that? Have you recently been traveling, or is that something you've been wanting to do?
We're traveling right now.
Oh, really?
We're in Fort Lauderdale, and we're from New Orleans.
She also said to me that my best friend gonna have a child. And she is pregnant? She is pregnant. 2 months.
No.
Yes.
Where's my love life going?
You want me to be real honest with you?
Yeah, really honest.
Right now, slim next to none. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
And it feels like, are you into interior design somehow?